Hey guys, I'm just returning from my Royal Caribbean cruise, and I wanted to be able to share with you guys some of the things that I experienced on the cruise. I'm going to be actually posting some videos of some of the activities, but I wanted to take this time to do a comparison between Royal Caribbean and Carnival because most of the cruises that I've been on about 8 or 9 cruises, and most of them have been on, actually all of them have been on Carnival, except this one last one. So, uh, I want to just make a note of some things as we're making this comparison. And then at the end, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys about 4 or 5 money saving tips. So let's go ahead and get started. One of the things, I have to say this, that the food and the activities, they're neck and neck. I didn't think that Royal's food was any better than Carnival's, and I certainly don't think Carnival's food is any better. They're doable. I mean, you're on a 7 day cruise, and there's God knows there's enough to eat. So I certainly can't pick one above the other. They both had the same formal night. They had the lobster, and I've seen the desserts and had the desserts, and it's okay. It's okay. The food is okay. And as far as activities, although the activities are different on Royal, they have rock climbing, they have the zip line. We were on the Allure of the Seas. Carnival has really, really stepped it up a bit, and they have like the hover bike and the ropes course, and they've done a bunch of different things. I'm talking outside of this, so let me just let you know that I really enjoyed my cruise. And at the same time that I say that, let me also say that there were some differences. So, for example, Royal has larger ships, and they're absolutely gorgeous ships, especially on the Oasis or the Allure. Those are sister ships, and then the Harmony of the Seas, I think, beats it by about 6 inches. So it is now the largest. The largest cruise ship, so that's wonderful. The staff very personable. They go out of their way to help you. Let me tell you something else I really like about Royal, above Carnival, is that they have 4 electrical sockets. They have one in the bathroom and then 3 outside on the desk, whereas Carnival only has 1 outside on the desk and then 1 inside the bathroom. That's pretty important because one of the things that I always recommend that people do is that they bring a socket, a electrical strip, so that they can plug up their items. It wasn't necessary here. So kudos to Royal for doing that. So now let me tell you what I really enjoy about Carnival above Royal. So I really find that Carnival's staff is much more hospitable and gracious and polite. Didn't have a problem with Royal. I'm just comparing the level, I guess, of politeness and professionalism. I really enjoy Carnival a lot more. Also, with Carnival, one of the things that was really frustrating with Royal Caribbean was that Royal Caribbean has what the Windjammer, which is the buffet style food, and you can never find seating. We never, ever, ever had that problem on Carnival. When you went up there was always seating. There was just enough seats. The Windjammer had lines, and you had to wait to get in, and maybe you could find a seat, maybe you couldn't. Okay, another thing on the side of Carnival that I really enjoyed was I really enjoy assigned dining. I get it. I get why people like freestyle dining. I get it. I prefer assigned dining because I prefer to just walk on in there. And we didn't have that on Royal. We had what was called My Time dining. And so we showed up at the dining hall, and we had to wait. And if you didn't make reservations for the formal dining room, you had to wait. So that wasn't pleasant. The rooms on Carnival, I don't care what you've heard. Those rooms on Carnival are a lot bigger than the rooms on Royal Caribbean. Not a lot, but just definitely bigger. And you'll definitely know the difference when you get on board. So I enjoy that. I enjoy that extra space, even if it is only 5 or 6 inches. I just need that extra space. Something else I enjoy about Carnival is that Carnival has the outdoor movies. I really enjoy the outdoor movies, sitting out there in the dark and then pitch black of night and watching something. I think I saw Avengers one year. I saw Godzilla one year. I just enjoy doing that. And Royal has these two huge screens out on the Aqua Theater, and they only use them for the Aqua Theater for the show. I thought that was a waste. But again, this is just my opinion. Something else I really missed about Carnival was the singing servers. I really like it. I enjoy the singing servers. It just adds that extra bit of flair, that extra bit of warmth, that sprinkle of sugar on top. I just enjoy that. The chocolate night. They didn't have one on Royal. Maybe that's intentional. Maybe I missed it. I don't know. I didn't hear about it. Didn't see it. And I enjoyed the chocolate night. The coffee shop desserts. So Carnival has coffee shops. Royal has the Starbucks, and of course they have their own coffee shop. And they have desserts there, but none can compare to the desserts. I mean, they have this Black Forest cake that stands about this high, and they have huge slices of cheesecake and strawberry shortcake and on Carnival ships. Boy, we ate those things almost every night when we were on Carnival. They were really, really good. And the internet is cheaper. Yeah, I believe the internet has a simple social media package, which is really, really inexpensive. However, Royal doesn't have that. Royal just has a flat rate. And if you buy it for the entire length of the cruise, of course, it ends up being a little bit cheaper. But they don't have just a social media internet service. So anyway, obviously you can see which one I enjoy more. Now I'm going to book another Royal cruise. I enjoy Royal. So, kudos to Royal. I'm not saying I don't like Royal. I really liked it, but I really enjoy Carnival. All right, just a few money-saving tips, guys. I'm going to run through this really, really quickly because I know I'm way over time. Set a budget. Set a budget for each port so that you don't go over and overspend when you get onto the port and you start buying your souvenirs. Number 2, they have water packages. You can no longer bring water on board. So you know what you do? Spend $8. Get yourself a Brita. And there's your water for the whole entire Brita. You can fill up 300 times. Get yourself a Brita. Saves you a lot of money. Some of those water packages are really expensive. The gratuity. You do not have to pay gratuity. So please, if they tell you that you have to pay the gratuity, you don't. You go downstairs one of the days, go down to guest services and simply say, do not take the gratuity or don't put the gratuity on my bill. They have to take it off. At that point, you can just peel off however much you want and you give it to the person, your room steward, your server, whomever else you want to give it to. You go ahead and give it to them. And lastly, use cash. They always try to encourage you to use a credit card when you're signing up for the cruises and when you go on board to pre-check-in and things like that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Use cash. And let me explain why. Because sometimes when we use credit cards, what happens is that we think that this is free money. And we just start spending and spending and spending. But if you have a limit, you put $300, $400, $500 on your shipboard credit, you only use that and you can monitor your money a lot easier. So those are just a few tips. My opinion about Carnival versus Royal. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And happy sailing. See ya.